Welcome to a special Dice TV update, bringing you highlights from our new Dice talent communities. I'm Kat Miller and this is Dice TV. Our new Android talent community launched last week, so let's start with some news from its guide, Michelle Greenlee. She points out that Android's long history of device fragmentation and mix of UI implementations will come to an end with the release of version 4.0. A common UI will be available for both phones and tablets. This will help ease issues caused by differences between manufacturers and help developers who want to create multiple devices running on the Android platform. Manufacturers who want market access will be required to use the newly standardized Holo theme. This should cut development time by minimizing much of the needed UI work and allow efforts to focus on the customization of Holo. Android's resources allow older devices to gracefully run newer apps developed for version 4.0 of the platform. A unified UI will eventually eliminate much of the mismatched menu operations and device display issues common today. What you see will finally be what you get across devices. This updated efficiency will speed development time from inception to release. Looks like Android device fragmentation is on the way out. Bots. How would you feel if you found out that many of the players in your game weren't actually humans? Our online game development guide, David Bolton, says a game-playing bot can be extremely difficult to tell from a human. Bots are simply computer programs that act as players to do repetitive tasks, but really, they're a form of cheating. So how do you stop bots? Introducing random events that break the flow is probably the best way. Perhaps popping up a random window, or if there's a yes-no dialogue, switch the buttons around randomly or even use different terms like affirmative and negative. Require a CAPTCHA screen, one of those prove you're human pages where you have to read messed up text. Printing a simple sum, 3 plus 5 equals, and requiring the answer once or twice a game session will make life hard for the bot writer. The least intrusive way might be to rearrange the controls when the screen is first loaded and then leave them in the same place for the rest of the session. That shouldn't annoy players too much. And finally, set up Google Alerts and keep an eye on discussions where players might be asking for them. When that happens, it's time to take action. In mobile development, our guide M. Emmett O'Ryan reports that while Apple CEO Steve Jobs vowed to destroy the Android operating system, Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak, in a recent article in the Daily Beast, thinks that in many ways, Android is better than the Apple iOS operating system. He says Apple's iPhone ecosystem could be part of the reason. He cites Siri as an example of a piece of software that he used to love when it was an independent application, and now that Apple has bought Siri, he feels it does not work as well. Wozniak cites an example of asking Siri for the prime number of 87 and getting listings for prime rib or prime real estate. Worse, he says, Siri often can't make a connection to the back-end servers that power the system, which would allow him, for example, to press a button and call his wife. Now on the 4S, he can only do that when Siri can connect over the internet. Woz says he never had Android come back and say, I can't connect over the internet. In the end, Wozniak still recommends the iPhone as the best choice for most users for its simplicity and elegance, and especially for people who are already in the Mac world or are just scared of computers. Will his comments hurt iPhone sales? Probably not. If anything, his comments should be a wake-up call for Apple to plan some changes. iPhone 5, anyone? Well, that covers it for today. I'll be back next Tuesday with the news update. I'm Kat Miller and this is Dice TV.